Good afternoon. I think I'm going to speak on this because I think some people may be interested in it. It's kind of shit that I don't talk about really on YouTube, but I do go into whatever depth anybody wants to know about on my Patreon. So get into that over there. What I'm doing, what I'm taking, why I'm taking. Have I turned it up any? Yeah, I have a little bit. And exactly why and what and how and, the logic behind it. My reasoning behind it, if you don't see any logic to it, my reasoning behind it. I'll explain all that over there. But this is something I've been seeing lately. Yeah, it's nothing new, but there's always a fresh crop. There's no shortage of these fucking guys, man, that they come on to YouTube and start a YouTube channel because they know enough about something to fill a thimble. And they are so ignorant that they don't even understand their lack of knowledge. They think that they're right. And they're wrong on so many accounts. And this is, factually wrong on so many things that they say that when I hear it, when other people hear it, not everybody, some people catch it, but most people just goes right over their heads or goes right past them. They don't notice it. It doesn't jump out at them. But for me, when I hear certain things, I'll hear it and boom, hold up, slam on the brakes. What did he just say? That's completely wrong. Completely not true. Factually incorrect. So, once you hear that, you wonder what else doesn't this fucking guy know? And the cockiest thing that irritates me is their attitude. It's the way they present themselves. I know more than this person and that person, and I'm going to tell you guys the truth, and this is how it is. And that's not how it is, homeboy. That's not how it is. So when you're factually wrong about things, right? A lot of it's subjective. These chemicals behave differently in different people's bodies, and they do. And again, people get all sensitive about when you talk testosterone or any anabolic. Oh, no, it's got to be, oh, no, I can't get big on that amount, so nobody else can. But when you talk about estrogen, there's no disagreement there because that's the female hormone. They're not really challenged by that, even though they probably have too much estrogen. But and nobody will argue that not everybody takes anti-estrogen related compounds or peripherals. I do not. I'm not sensitive at all to estrogen. Not like that. I don't have any physical side effects or anything from, I don't take that shit. And so it's become customary, just automatic, to take anti-E's along with your cycle. You're crushing part of your gains when you do that. You realize that you need that estrogen to get big, right? You realize that? Within reason. If you're sensitive, listen, to be responsible, let me just throw this out there, you should always have the shit on hand if you don't know, or you're doing something you've never done before, and see if you need it. But you don't just automatically continue to take more fucking drugs, whatever it is, just because everybody else does, and they tell you need to. You know what I mean? Taking shit you don't even need to take, necessarily. So, but there's no argument. Everybody recognizes that not everybody, some people are very sensitive to estrogen and get all the side effects. Some people get none of the side effects. Some people are not really sensitive at all to estrogen. But when you talk about testosterone, oh no, across the board, no one can get big on that little bit because I can't, so it can't be true, right? Fucking bullshit. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about esters because I'm going to get into this on a Patreon video this evening. And I'm going to get into great depths about what part that plays in how I orchestrate my scheduling and my cycles, or how I used to, and versus how I'm doing it right this minute. And the thing about esters is, milligram is a measurement of weight. Milligram is a measurement of weight. So if you have, it's more than just a time release, okay? The longer the chain of ester, the slower release it is, but the more weight that ester carries. Shorter chain ester weighs less. It has a shorter half-life, but the ester, it also weighs less, so it takes up less space. It contributes less to the overall milligram weight of what that version or blend of testosterone or that ester-5 testosterone is rated at. And, oh, well, it doesn't make a difference. Well, you don't have to get that specific and that technical, but this is another reason why some people can get bigger or less, because they squeeze out every little gain out of it, you know? For instance, you might be surprised to hear this, and then I'm going to cut this off because I'm in a hurry. And I don't want to get into that this heavy on this channel, but I'm going to throw this out there and just say, you know, test enethate. All right, listen to this one. I did the math. I know the percentages, so I did the math here. All right, 100 milligrams of test enethate is only 69.9 milligrams of testosterone. The rest is ester. 100 milligrams of propionate, testosterone propionate, is 83 milligrams of testosterone, and the remainder is ester. And test suspension has no ester at all. So 100 milligrams of test suspension is 100 milligrams of testosterone. And this is why test suspension used to come in like 50 milligrams. And this is why propionate usually, I've had it in 200 milligrams, but it's why it's usually in 100 milligrams. All right. So if you're going to take, to tell you, you know, if you think that's inconsequential, listen to this. If you were to take 500 milligrams of test enethate a week, you would be getting 349.5 milligrams of testosterone out of that. But if you were to take 500 milligrams of propionate a week, you would get 415 milligrams of testosterone out of that. So do you think it makes a little difference? Right. So what I do is when I put together a schedule to get the most bang for my effort, I consider the ester, you know, the molecular weight of that ester, how it contributes to the overall dose in that testosterone. That's how I elect what testosterone to take and when to administer it and how much. And I, you know, of course prefer, well, anything's not my thing. Certainly cypionate is not, because that's even a longer chain with even less testosterone in it. But if you need to know more, listen, if this doesn't make a difference in your world, for many people it won't and it shouldn't. And you don't have to get that specific about it if you're taking a very little bit or if you're only taking a legit medically prescribed TRT dose. You know, but then again, you have people that say, oh, you should split your TRT dose even that little bit, even if it's enethate, up into 2 injections, keep consistent blood. If you want to get that technical, then if you're going to consider that, which makes about as much difference, or maybe, in my opinion, would make less difference really in your overall result than the weight of that ester, the contribution of that ester. All right, I'm out of here. But again, you know, Patreon, we talk about all that shit over there. I'm not going to put it out here where it's just available for any Tom, Dick, or Harry, you know, or kid just to click on and see. Just to randomly click from video to video to video and just, you know, you're going to draw your own conclusion. I don't want to be a part of any of that. If you specifically want to know what I know and how I do things, that's where you go. All right, thanks. Take care. Have an awesome day.